And if I'm being honest, the legacy of girldad has always been incredibly complicated for me.
This is ESPN's Elle Duncan revisiting in part this.
It's likely that you're hearing many personal anecdotes about Kobe Bryant, so here's mine.
Her comments on the worldwide leader at the time of Kobe Bryant's tragic helicopter crash, along with his daughter Gigi and 7 others.
And he said that his wife Vanessa really wanted to try again for a boy, but was sort of jokingly concerned that it would be another girl. And I was like, 4 girls, are you joking? Like, what would you think? How would you feel? And without hesitation, he said, I would have 5 more girls if I could. I'm a girl dad.
Fast forward to Duncan today, and well, she's got something to say.
Over time, what started as a touching tribute to the bond between fathers and daughters has turned mostly into a kitschy, commercialized catchphrase. You're playing catch in the yard, #girldad. Father's Day pics, #girldad. Literally any content with a girl in it, girldad. But strip girls of their constitutional rights, silence. I want the dads watching to ask themselves a really honest question right now, and I mean that. How does the sentiment of being a girl dad evolve beyond superficial social media posts into actual advocacy? Are you carrying that same pride for your daughters into boardrooms, locker rooms, courtrooms? Are you doing everything in your power to protect their rights? Do you trust them to make difficult decisions for themselves and their bodies? Should they be given full agency over their own lives? Can you confidently state to the women in your lives that you've used your power and privilege as men for their betterment? That you've done all you can to ensure that at the very least, they'll have the same rights afforded to decades of women before them?
This is powerful from an ESPN host who has spoken out on countless issues. However, she concludes with this.
I had a friend the other day tell me that I was fearless. It is quite the opposite. I am filled with fear. But this is not a fire drill, and so I'm going to keep speaking up, even when it is uncomfortable, even when it means saying goodbye to my mentions, even if it alienates me from a faction of the public. I don't know if anything that I am doing will help, but I'm trying. And I suppose that all I'm asking to all of you well-meaning, proud girl dads out there is, are you?
It's the question many must answer. The Supreme Court, with stolen seats, credibly accused sexual harassers and assaulters, and one alleged cult member, ruled women should only be seen how their religious texts of choice see them.
Bring you some breaking news now from the United States, and the United States Supreme Court has overturned Roe v. Wade. That is the landmark court ruling from 1973 that legalized abortion nationwide. These are the scenes outside the US Supreme Court.
As we know, it was a travesty of a ruling. Yet, if you're looking for an example of what many face at the local level,
I believe life begins at conception. That is my personal belief.
these are the men making these decisions, and wouldn't you know it, House Speaker Gunn, then an attorney, represented the Southern Baptist Convention and was accused of trying to cover up abuses from John Langworthy, a former music minister at Morrison Heights Baptist Church. Langworthy essayed many working at 3 Baptist churches. Gunn has kept the same energy, akin to countless other Republican leaders like Silicon Valley millionaire J.D. Vance, who is running for the Senate in Ohio and just moved to the state. Trump-backed Senate candidate Rep. Ted Budd said last week that he opposes any exceptions, even in those cases, which he labeled a tragedy. Many in the Trump ecosphere running for seats in the state of Georgia said they do not support these exceptions. That includes Herschel Walker. In Michigan, GOP Attorney General candidate Matthew DePerno also does not support these exceptions, nor even the life of the mother. They do not want you to know the inner workings, literally, of pregnancy, the effects it has on women, the emotional and physical toll it takes. They do not want the public to be aware of the potentially lethal conditions women must undertake to carry a child to term. Why? Because truth hurts, and suppressing amounts to holding key positions of power. As PBS reported, The overturning of Roe will disproportionately affect non-white women who already face limited access to health care, according to statistics analyzed by the Associated Press. Activists and supporters of the LGBTQ community say any decision to overturn Roe v. Wade could have significant consequences on vulnerable groups if privacy-related rights like access to contraception or gender-affirming care are threatened, wrote NPR. Of note, where Republicans are in charge, maternal health is worse, infant mortality is higher, and families are more likely to lack access to health care and live in all kinds of precarity. It's enough to make you think they aren't as pro-family as they've been saying all these years, wrote the Post's Paul Waldman. I think Duncan's point is poignant as it is direct and simplistic, which is, if you support women, a grandmother, mother, aunt, niece, sister, what have you, you don't support this decision. You don't support rights being stripped away left and right, because this is, as we know, just the beginning. Or maybe it's the middle, but there is going to be more to come. There is no way to continue to support women's bodily autonomy and a privacy decision and then also be in favor of this ruling. Lastly, and I agree with her on this, we need less clout chasing. We need less hashtags from fathers and men, period. And to just see what is happening here, see the bigger picture, shutting up, listening to women who are affected by this, and being part of the movement.